Hello, everyone, and welcome back to One Shots Fun Spots. I'm your host, Joe Boersma, and today we are joined by a very special guest, Igor Shostakovich, currently unemployed, but who has made a deal, and am I reading this right, with a witch?
Yes, Joe, that's correct. I made a deal with a witch from without. First of all, I really want to thank the guys for propping me up on this chair here. It's hard for me to get up on my own these days, as you can
Sure.
see clearly based on
Yeah,
my current state.
yeah. Well, you had some trouble. I'm glad we had the
I did,
books
yeah,
available.
yeah,
But you feel comfortable? You're close enough to
I
the
do.
mic?
And I'm just gonna say it because I want to get the elephant out of the room. I made a deal with a witch, and yep, I'm a cookie. I'm a cookie.
Wow.
She
Yes.
transformed me into a cookie.
For our audio listeners, Igor is a cookie, and they took is talking to me, who is on a pile of books. I do actually want to go back because there was another detail that did catch me off guard. There, you said I want to get the elephant out of the room.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Well, I mean,
I want to talk about the elephant in the
you
room.
know,
Is what
when
people
you're,
usually say.
oh, well, I want to get it out. I want to get it
Yeah.
out of the way.
Right.
When you're the cookie guy,
Yeah.
when you're the cookie guy, it's hard to, it's a hard hump to cross
Mhm.
socially.
You're not a cookie guy. You're a
I
cookie.
am the cookie. I am a cookie.
You're just a
I'm a
cookie.
cookie with a
Yeah.
face.
You're a cookie with a face.
I'm a cookie with a
And
face.
for audio listeners, the cookie has a face.
And by the grace of God, she make me chocolate chip.
Yeah.
Basically, I made a deal with this witch to make me immortal. I was basically, here's the deal.
Yeah.
I was about 7 years old in 1974.
Right.
I was out playing by the glade near my house, and I encountered a rickety old hag. Basically, I
Rickety.
could tell based on what she was, zapping into my mind. She had magical powers, and I was like, I gotta cash in on this. Something about me, Igor Shostakovich. I cash in when I cash in on things when I have the ability to cash in.
Yeah, of course.
So I said, "You're magic. You're magic. You have arcane ability."
Uh-huh.
And she said, "Yes, I do."
Well, I'm curious, what did you consider if you were wrong? Like you would have just insulted her? You went up to someone and said you're mad?
I considered it. I've made that mistake before. It's like, it's like that kind of thing when like you ask a lady if she's pregnant, but she's just fat.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. No.
You don't want to do that.
But I'm also
don't wanna
thinking,
do that.
I guess if someone said, "Hey, you're magic," I might think they're flirting with me.
It's
You also think
possible that,
Yeah.
it's possible that she could have taken it that way.
Right.
I was worried about it. Quite frankly, I have made that mistake before.
Yeah.
I've mistaken a lot of disgusting old women for witches.
Well, easy. I mean,
Well, easy. I mean, like easy.
yeah. I mean, you're
I didn't
going
do
up
it to
you're
them,
going
like-
up to women and saying, "Hey, you're magic," and this happened to
Yes,
be the one.
and
that
it happened
was
to be the
magic?
one that was magic.
Okay.
And she said, "I will grant you your heart's desire." And I said, "I want to live forever."
Yeah.
And she said, "You want to live forever, my sweet?" And when she said "my sweet," I went, "Cookies."
Mhm.
I said it out loud, and I rubbed my belly.
Okay, it's interesting
Cookies."
because when you first said this, I thought it was kind of a monkey's paw situation where you got tricked, but it sounds
No.
like there was literally just some
No,
error
that's
in your
the
speech.
that's the truthfully,
Uh-huh.
that's kind of the embarrassing thing
Yeah.
about this. Kind of the embarrassing
So
thing.
sorry.
I was not tricked at all. She went purely off of what I said
Yes, I see.
in the moment.
So you fantasize about cookies and you said cookies out
I
loud.
went, cookies.
Yeah.
And I rubbed my belly.
Yeah. So she
And
thought you're going, cookies.
No. It was me going, cookies and thing. And she went, I mean, what lives forever? Cookies.
Oh, so it was a collab.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
so
kind of like
you
a
were
collab.
well
It
aware
was a
you were
lot like a
about to turn
collab.
into a cookie.
She literally said to me, "If you want to live forever, would you like me to turn you into a cookie?"
Uh-huh.
There was no trickery.
Right. Yeah,
It was
she said there are other ways to do that. One of them is cookie, and you said yes.
She asked for full consent.
I see.
Literally could not have been more clear
Yeah.
and could not have been more careful. Do
Wow.
you want me to turn you into a cookie?
Mhm.
And I said, "Sign me up, babe."
Okay. How has your life been since the 70s?
It has been a living hell.
Oh.
It has been truly terrible.
Yeah.
I can't walk. I can't move. I'm just a cookie with a face.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think I kind of could have seen this coming had I been in your position. Like,
Sure.
I mean, you just said a cookie. You could have said gingerbread cookies. So you had legs.
I said a cookie. No.
You could have said
No.
anything else that has legs.
No, but she, I didn't. She gave me the full ability.
Yeah.
To control, what was happening here, and
Right.
I was the one who left out the details.
Right. And then she just went away after the you were cooking.
She went, and now you have your heart's desire. She poofed away in a cloud of smoke. I have never seen her since.
How long did you just lay on the ground there?
It was about 10 days on the ground.
Wow.
I got picked up by a hawk at one point. She tried to feed me to her babies. I was too big. I fell out of a tree.
Okay.
By the grace of God, I survived.
Yeah.
I only with a few crumbs missing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was only because my sister went into the woods for firewood that she found me.
Yeah.
And she picked me up and she said, "What is this?" And she was going to pop it in her mouth. Because truthfully, my sister is one of those mongrel children.
Wait. I mean, it's just someone who was obeying the 10-second rule, perhaps.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. She's one of those mongrel children that assumes that, she finds a cookie on the ground. She assumes, 10-second rule, as though it's only been there for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And she picked it up, and whatever she finds on the ground is going straight in her mouth because she's a mongrel child.
Would you stop saying that?
Well,
that
I mean,
sounds way
if
worse
you
than it
saw,
actually is.
if you saw,
I wouldn't say that about anyone I
this
saw.
if you saw the incisors,
I
on this
wouldn't
girl, say differently.
No, I wouldn't.
It was only because
It's
I
not in
said
my vocabulary.
It was only because I had, by the goodness of that I still had the cords, the vocal cords on me to shout out before she could pop me in her mouth.
Yeah.
Think before you act, you clod. Put those incisors away, you nuts.
Right, look, I'm going to be honest. I'm not that upset that you're a cookie and that you kind of signed up for this life because you keep insulting women in various forms. It's a disgusting old woman.
Oh my goodness.
You said that your sister's a mongrel child.
Okay.
You called your sister a klutz, or what did you say?
A clod.
Clod. Yeah, come on now. You're not nice.
Listen.
You're not a nice guy. You're a bad guy.
No.
You're a bad cookie.
Listen. No. It's not about women. Oh my goodness!
Oh, well,
I would never say something horrible about a woman. I love women.
Well, several women so far.
2 women, and both of them. And the witch wasn't nasty.
No. You said all the witches that you saw.
The
before,
witch. She
disgusting old women. You called them all disgusting.
I didn't call them disgusting. I assumed because they were disgusting to me.
Yes,
that they were witches.
Exactly.
I never called anyone disgusting, and the witch was a perfectly pleasant individual.
Okay. Yeah, she's great.
She's great.
I'm just saying, I think there may be some prejudices.
And her name's Helga, by the way.
Helga the Witch.
Helga the Witch.
Okay. Good to know. I'll keep my eye out for her. Because I have wishes to my own.
Helga of the East wins.
Okay. I'll check those out.
I mean, because
I'm thinking that it sounds like she's just giving out wishes willy-nilly and kind of
not willy-nilly. I mean, I met the criteria.
Well, what was her criteria?
Someone who's not that smart.
Okay. I might not qualify then.
I didn't. Well, I did have to. Luckily, that was the day my report card came in. She did ask to see my report card.
I see. And yeah, it's interesting because if the person is, as you say, not that smart,
exactly,
she doesn't have to trick you. She can literally just lay it all out, and
she laid it all out for me. It was very clear.
Yeah, and then live this life of
there
agony.
was nothing to be interpreted.
Right.
And it is a life of agony.
Yeah.
And my sister, quite frankly, I mean, she was.
Please, I'm gonna before you say anything about
no.
her,
it's not.
Be nice.
Listen,
please.
this is just the truth of it.
Don't. You're going to a place. I can hear it already in your voice.
It's not my fault. She was in juvenile detention a couple times because she bit a few kids. Okay.
Goodness.
It's not that I'm trying to be rude to her. It's that she's troubled. She's troubled emotionally. But that's for cookies that are wiser than me to hash out. She's got some issues, but the point being,
cookies for the wives.
Cookies wiser than me.
Oh, wiser than you.
Wiser cookies
wives
than
at the meeting. I was
wiser cookies than me. No.
AA for cookie wives.
That is a group that I believe, because of Helga of the East Winds, has now banded together. I've joined that because truthfully, I just don't have time.
Yeah.
But I mean, there are things in this world that are for cookies wiser than me to deal with. Truthfully, I'm just chilling.
You're just chilling. So I mean, then we have all the intervening years. I'm like 50 years.
It was a long 50 years, and okay. So here's the timeline. I get turned into a cookie.
Mm-hmm.
Turned into a cookie middle of the Cold War. That's a bad time to be a cookie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
This is during the 1970s when.
Why did the Cold War factor into you being a cookie?
Oh, it factors in. Okay, this was during the time of the Cold War. Let me tell you why that factors in. This was the time during the Cold War. Fallout shelters were a big thing. Okay, so people
in the 70s? I feel like it was 50s.
Listen, there were some people that were like late adopters of it, and they were kind of going crazy about it. They were canning things, you know, we got to be ready for that missile strike.
Canning things.
Canning things.
What's in the canning things?
Canning. They're canning things and putting them in fallout shelters.
Canning.
Right.
I don't know why I can't
Foods
understand
for
what you're
canning.
saying.
Basically, here's the deal. I'm sitting on my parents' kitchen counter, face up. They're getting ready to prop me up in front of
and
the
they
TV
know
so I
you're
can watch my
cookie,
program.
They know it's you.
They know it's my parents knew it was me. They go away. They had a mutual. My parents had a mutual friend come over.
Okay.
She comes over. She mistakes me for a Chips Ahoy cookie.
Wow.
Puts me in a container. Puts me in a tin container. Seals it. I'm in there for 36 years in a fallout shelter.
Wow.
36 years spelled in a dark tin container. She put it in a fallout shelter. Sealed, hermetically sealed underground for 36 years.
That's why it factors in.
That's how it factors in.
I see.
And frankly, she was a little alarmist. Okay,
yeah,
I thought that she was being a little crazy about it. No matter how much I screamed
women aren't
and
crazy.
Yelled. No. It's not because she's a woman.
Yeah.
It's because her husband was filling her head with crazy thoughts. It's not her fault. By Jove, it's not her fault.
Of course. Well, okay.
But
now again, I'm going back to the timeline now. 36 years from the 70s. So
right.
It was mid 70s.
1976.
1976. So we're all the way up to 92. No, 30 years. 36 years. So 2002.
2002.
They emptied out this fallout shelter.
And trust me, going down under into the darkness of that tin can for a maddening 36 years and coming, you know, going in when you know we're you know, what were the popular shows back then?
2002.
Well, in 76 it
76.
was, you know,
All in the Family.
Yeah, All in the Family. You know, Leave It to Beaver and the Beatles.
No, All in the Beaver was long over by that point.
Well, I mean, I was watching it. To go in to the tin can during that time, come out when the Nintendo GameCube is going out.
That's a big change.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Super Mario.
Also,
what the hell is going on?
I also want to know 12 years after the Cold War ended. So like they still
exactly.
had this shelter.
Well, and what jubilous joy to come out and know that it had ended.
Oh, yes. Okay. That was good news for you.
It was fantastic news.
I'm happy to hear it. Because you know that you're not going to go back into it.
To know that the Reds weren't an issue anymore.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, I hate to break it to you.
What?
Well, like, you know, I mean, Russia
I can't go back.
is a bit adversarial now. I don't know. It's
Get
not.
out.
It's because people are saying it's like another Cold War is happening.
Out. Okay.
Yeah.
I
don't mean to scare you. I'm sorry.
It's not that I'm scared. I am scared. I just need to make sure, for my own safety, that it's communicated. I am not a Chips Ahoy cookie because I can't go back into one of those damn tin cans for another 36 years.
I can see it took a lot for you to say damn, which isn't that bad a curse word, but
listen.
Yeah.
You go under for as long as and to be clear, I'm a cookie.
Yeah.
I'm going to live forever.
Yes.
We don't. Do you know how many preservatives I'm filled with? I'm not decomposing.
If
I'm
I
not dying.
If I may posit to you, if you're going to live forever, I mean, 36 years is nothing. Like, you're gonna live forever.
In the grand scheme, I'll get over it.
Yeah.
But it's like you don't get over it in a day.
I see. You still have the trauma to
It took me a while, and it's something that I still work through. You spend a long time in the dark, you know. Yeah. I learned to play my own game. Luckily I had a couple sea shanties memorized. What do we do with a drunken sailor? What do we do? I spent a lot of time singing through my library of sea shanties.
You know, it's weird. I'm having deja vu.
Really?
I'm actually having deja vu right
now. From
now.
another conversation that you've had like this with another cookie.
I feel like I've had the same conversation.
How many damn cookies do you have on your show, buddy?
I mean, you're the first one, but we actually have a few in the back catalog that we haven't released
yet. Cookies.
Yeah, this is the first one we're releasing.
Any ladies?
Some lady cookies, yes.
Some lady cookies.
Yes. But I fear you're not going to be respectful enough.
I'm on the apps.
Is it pictures of you as that? I mean, it's pictures of you as a cookie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what kind of pictures do you have for our audio listeners?
What do I have? I mean, like, what do you mean? What kind of pictures do I? How many kinds of pictures can you take as a cookie, Joe?
Well, okay. Is it you at the beach? Is it you?
Why would I go to the beach as a cookie? I don't want sand all over my.
Well, okay, but you want people on
my
the
little
apps,
chocolate chips.
These people are looking for the best side of you. They want to see you doing exciting things.
Joe, I'm a cookie.
I know, but you're trying to attract somebody.
Joe.
They want to go, oh, this is an interesting cookie. Oh,
that's not how it is in the cookie community. We take what we can get.
Okay, but is there apps that are specifically for cookies?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And they're all just pictures of cookies not doing anything.
Yeah, the app is called Just Add Milk.
Okay. Cute.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's called Just Add Milk.
Yeah.
The idea is you get the cookies together and you just add milk.
That's cute. That's
It was
lovely.
cute. It was cute.
Yeah. It sounds boring though because
It's
you're not doing
impossible to
anything.
navigate as a cookie is the problem.
Right, that's also a problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd wish that they had thought of that when they were making an app.
You would
for
think
cookies.
they'd have thought about that.
Great.
You would think.
And so now are other cookies, like other types of cookies, also animated? So like Oreos or like vanilla wafers?
Are they anime? I mean, you can be any kind of cookie you want. I left it up. I didn't mention the details of that.
I
So
see.
again, as I mentioned, by the grace of God, Helga of the East Wind may be a chocolate chip
Chose
cookie.
chocolate
If
chip,
I'd have
yeah.
been an oatmeal raisin, I would have been toast. I would have been done in the
Yeah.
community. Nobody takes the oatmeal raisin seriously. I might as well have put a gun in my mouth.
Well, easy. You couldn't do that anyway.
No, I would have my mom put my gun in my mouth.
Well, she's not going to do that.
Well, she wasn't going to do
She
that,
loves
but
you.
I had my sister put my gun in
No.
my mouth, and she was too dumb to know the
Okay,
difference.
well,
So,
again,
she would have
easy.
done it.
I'm also, I had another thought there. There's somewhere back there was another thought. Yeah, this is all very illuminating. I didn't know cookies, I know what it was. If you're gonna live forever, like the witch said,
As we do.
were you actually afraid for your life when the birds had you, or when your sister
Terrified.
was gonna eat you?
Well, listen, I'm incapable of dying of disease of natural causes.
Right.
But
you
what
could still die
happens
a
when you
violent
drop a
death.
cookie on the ground?
Yeah, or a gun in your mouth.
Or a gun can kill me.
Okay.
A gun can kill me.
Yeah.
A horrible accident.
But here's the thing: is you didn't wish for immortality. You wish to live forever. So
No, I wish for immortality.
You wish for immortality.
I wished for immortality.
Okay, I misheard then. I see. Okay, so you'll just live forever, disease free. You won't rot. Yeah. What do you see yourself doing in a couple hundred years?
Speaking.
The same thing you're
Public
doing now.
speaking.
Public speaking.
Yeah.
Does this count as public speaking?
My life as a cookie. I would go on the whole public speaking regiment. I write a memoir.
I was gonna say that sounds like a memoir title.
Yeah. Well, no, my life as a cookie is I wouldn't name my memoir that. I'd name that the public speaking, regiment.
Okay. What would you name the memoir?
Oops, I can't believe I'm a cookie.
Oh. Yeah, that's good.
Oops! Exclamation point, because that's cute. I can't believe I'm a cookie.
And then colon. I can't believe I'm a cookie.
Yeah, colon. I can't believe I'm a cookie.
Wow.
Oops! Exclamation point, colon. I can't believe I'm a cookie.
Now, and then if this is your memoir, but you're going to live forever.
But I'm going to live forever, so it's like you keep adding to it.
Okay.
And every 10 years you
it's a cereal.
it, and it's a cereal, and you put it in like the Christmas magazines, and
Christmas magazines?
Well, like Beaton's Christmas Annual.
I don't know like that.
Well, that's what Arthur Conan Doyle released Sherlock Holmes in.
They still do that? Is that still a magazine?
No.
I'm going to say no, it's not.
I haven't been able to look that up.
Okay. Do you want me to look it up for you?
If you could.
I could.
If you could.
Okay, I'm Googling. What is it called?
Beaton's Christmas Annual.
B-E-A-T-O-N?
I used to be a big fan of Sherlock Holmes. I only read about 3 of them before I turned into a cookie.
B-E-A-T-O-N?
B-E-E.
B-E-E-T-O-N?
Last I checked. But again, that was 1976. So
it's Christmas Annual.
It's hard to say.
Let's see.
I would release my serials in there, my memoirs in there, and then of course there's the musical. I do a musical.
Yeah, so it looks like they stopped printing it in 1898. I'm wondering how you got a hold of this.
That is so unfortunate. Let me tell you something. I know what my second witch would be if I ran into Helga of the East Wind.
Okay, you want this back, not legs or anything?
Hell no.
You sound relegated. I mean, you keep saying like.
Let me ask you something.
Okay.
If you could be carried around like a baby all the time, would you do that?
No.
Me neither.
All the time? Maybe sometimes.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay.
It's horrible.
You were saying in the beginning you didn't like this.
Yeah. I was just testing you.
Did I pass?
Yeah, you passed.
All right. Well, so again, you should wish for you should wish for immortality as a human being.
Listen, there's a lot of potato. You go back in retrospect, you can say all sorts of stuff. But listen, the point being, aside from the memoir, I'd also do a musical.
That's another thing you want to do in 100 years?
No, like
soon.
Okay. Relatively recently.
You can sing.
It's a popular thing. I can't sing.
Oh.
No. I can't sing. I can't write. I can't act. I can't write music.
Well, you're saying you can't. I mean, you
I'd have people do that. Well, it'll be a jukebox musical too.
Okay, of whose music?
of just like all sorts of different songs.
Any kind of style in
By the
particular?
time the song of getting transformed into a cookie,
Yeah.
I already know would be "It's My Life."
By No Doubt?
It's my life.
Yeah, it's No Doubt.
Yeah,
Gwen Stefani.
that would be the song because it's like the question Helga kept asking me before she transformed me was, do you really want to do this? She was really trying to be careful and really seemed aware of the fact that this was a mistake.
Yeah.
And the thing that I kept saying was, is it your choice? Is it your choice?
Okay,
It's my life. It's my life.
Okay, but do you know the next part of the song?
What do you mean?
It's my life, it's now or never. I don't want to live forever.
Retcon that.
Okay, I do want to live forever.
I am going to live forever.
I am going to live forever.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's my life. It's now or never. It's now or later.
Okay.
And I'm going to live forever. We're going to change a bunch of stuff. I just want to live while I'm alive.
Are these still lyrics?
Yeah.
In the song? Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know, we'd have that. We'd have maybe we find a couple other places for some interesting songs, you know. I Want to Hold Your Hand.
What part is that when you
I eventually find love?
Well, when you're a cookie, you don't have
hands. when I find my love, it's like we're two cookies sitting next to each other. Neither of us have hands, but I want to hold her hand.
I want to. I would love
I want
to
hold your hand. I want to hold your hand.
Although in the song, you're going to change these lyrics too, I'm sure. In the song, they mention when they do hold their hands, what it's like.
I'll mention what I think it's like.
Yeah. What would you
Instead
imagine?
of being, what are the lyrics? Remind me.
Let me see. And when I touch you, I get happy inside. It's such a feeling that my love, I get happy.
And if I touched you, I would get happy inside. What is that really that hard, Joe? But like that would take.
It sounds like you're picking songs that have direct conflict with what's describing your life. You could pick better songs.
So you change the words around, move some,
or pick songs that you don't have to change the words to.
Like what?
Well, like
how many songs are there specific to being a cookie?
I mean, you could sing "Big Shot" by Billy Joel.
Sing it.
You had to be a big shot, didn't you? You had to open up your mouth.
Oh, that would be for when I actually re-encountered Helga.
You have to open up your mouth when you're trying to.
That will be when I eventually re-encounter Helga.
Okay.
Which will happen eventually. She did tell me that we would meet again.
You could keep having it be like a reprise every time you see someone who opens up their mouth.
And like, since I'm gonna presumably, unless I get chomped on, presumably I'll live forever.
Right.
So presumably I'll meet her again and maybe again and again.
What about,
so there'll be a lot of reprises.
What about you spin me right round, baby, right round? Because you're round.
That would work actually, because there was one time when my father thought it would be fun to put me on the record player.
Ooh, yeah.
While the record was playing, he spun me around. I vomited. I didn't know I could do that.
What? Yeah.
I vomited, and it was not pretty.
What came out?
Bile.
So there's bile in you.
There is somehow. I don't know how it works.
Do you and I, pardon me for asking. Of
course.
Do you poop?
I do.
Okay. What do you poop?
I poop. Oh, I poop.
Gotcha.
And it's not pretty.
Are you sure?
It's not pretty, and it's horrific to watch.
I do. Why is it horrific to watch?
Horrific and painful.
You like split open?
I split open.
Wow. And I trust you, but I do have to ask this as well. Are you sure it's not a chocolate chip just falling off of you?
I know for a fact because my mother tasted it, and she was in the hospital for a week.
Wow. Okay. So it was like diseased poop.
It was horribly diseased. It was rancid.
I'm so sorry.
She said it was she imagined it worse than if she ate the poop of an animal or a human being.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, that's that. I'm sorry. That's terrible.
Thank you.
But you can't move, so you just poop and it just comes out.
It just comes out and someone cleans it, and I have to lay in it.
Yeah, you're not gonna poop on this, are you? On these chairs?
No, of course not.
Books?
I've learned to control it. I only do it every couple years now.
Couple years?
Yeah.
Do you eat?
Are we just gonna talk about my bowel movements this whole time?
Now. You said you vomited bile.
I mean, I don't eat. I don't have to eat, but like sometimes you want the simple pleasures of man.
Yeah, but it sounds like it makes you poop.
It does.
Yeah. So maybe don't.
What? Like, do you not poop when you eat?
Well,
Let's just
like
talk about my poop
such a
habits.
biohazard that you shouldn't. It'd put your mom in the hospital.
If you just want to keep talking about poop, we can talk about poop. But
okay, I'm. All right,
listen,
fine.
I don't know what you want from
this
interview. What books do I like?
Yeah, what books do you like?
Secret World of Arietti.
I don't know what that is.
The Borrowers.
The Borrowers.
I'm a big fan of The Borrowers. It was turned into a movie called The Secret World of Arrietty by Studio Ghibli.
But isn't there's also a movie called The Borrowers?
There is also a live action movie called The Borrowers.
that
I
one.
prefer The Secret World of Arrietty because I feel like it's more artistically inclined.
Gotcha.
What other books do I like? If You Give a Mouse a Cookie,
But
classic.
Isn't that horrifying for you because it's eating the cookie?
Well, no, it's simply actually it's empowering.
Okay.
Because it's saying what you can what if you give something a cookie, what it's capable of creating, what it's capable of doing. It's empowering because it inspires us cookies to we are capable of inspiring great actions.
I forget what the mouse does in the book. What is
I don't remember either. Actually, it's been
Yeah.
about 20 years since I've read it.
Got
But
it. Okay. And again, and you know, I'm sorry to go back to functionality.
of course, well,
How do you
gotta go
read?
back.
Does someone just put a book in front of
I
you?
just
and
look and I read. I mean, look, I was of age of reason by the time it became a cookie.
How
man.
this
I
one's
read.
turning your pages though, right?
Well, so I mean, unless I'm reading on an iPad, there are accessibility functions on an iPad, man.
Oh, you just say down and it goes down.
Next page.
Oh, next page. That's nice. I like
Next
that. I
page.
might do that. Cool.
Read the next page.
Good to know.
Yeah, my life changed once the iPad came out.
Wow. That's good, actually. I'm glad to hear that because
It's lovely.
so often we hear about how technology is hurting people.
Oh no, but it's great. It's like there are accessibility functions on the iPad. It allows me to communicate with people. You cannot imagine how many Facebook fights I've gotten into since I got an iPad.
Wow.
And I have lost every single one, but it's been thrilling to have the interaction.
Wow. Why do you lose them? You post a lot of stuff?
I always take the moral low ground.
Oh, I see.
I
Yes.
always take the low
Yeah,
ground.
yeah, yeah. So a lot of all caps.
It's all caps. It's insults, threats.
Yeah, I mean, while we were hearing earlier some of the insults you were dealing out.
Yeah, well, I'm not. Listen, I'm not proud of it, but like as a cookie, I could do better in terms of like my rage, my anger, and like I have problems with like getting mad and stuff. But it's like, what are you gonna do when you can't? I can't go take a walk to get it out.
Do you have a therapist? Are you in therapy or anything?
Yeah, I'm seeing a cookie about it.
Okay, another cookie therapist.
I'm seeing a snickerdoodle about it.
Oh, okay. How's that going?
Not well. It's making things worse actually because she's not very well. She doesn't handle it well. I got into a Facebook fight with her actually once.
You friended her on Facebook?
Yeah,
that's not a good idea.
Then, well, listen, I didn't know how the P's and Q's.
And
were
is she
supposed to be
accepted?
lined. She accepted.
Well, okay, that's bad on her part.
Well, it turned out also I was doing therapy with this cookie for about 6 years. Built up a complete trust. Was telling her things that I'd never tell another soul. Turns out she wasn't even actually a therapist. She wasn't qualified in any way, shape, or form. As a matter of fact, she wasn't even a cookie.
Oh.
She was just a lady in a costume.
Wow.
I should have known. She was about 6 to 12 times the average size of a cookie.
That's low. That's not good. I don't like that.
It was low. But you know what? That's just the game. That's just the game when you're a cookie. You can't trust anybody, and you gotta figure things out on your own sometimes, and that's okay. That's okay. You bounce back as a cookie, and that's the whole thing.
Well, and so now your parents were around in the 70s. Are they still around?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. So who's taking care of
you?
They
died in the Cold War.
They died in the Cold War.
Yeah.
Fighting the Cold War or during?
Some would say they were fighting. Others would say that they were trespassing on a nuclear testing facility.
Okay. Because they were like Cold War was like spies.
They were testing a nuke.
Okay.
They were going to fire it at like an unpopulated area.
Okay.
Their heat signatures got picked up by the missile. The missile hit them.
But the missile was supposed to go to a place where there was no one.
Yeah.
Why did it have a heat signature like detector?
Listen, the ins and outs of the technology are unknown to men like you and me.
Okay.
The cookies like me and the men like you.
Okay.
They were, needless to say, completely vaporized.
Yes.
They were not a trace of them was left on this earth.
Wow. I'm
Gone
so sorry.
completely.
During the Cold War.
Well, my father was quite abusive.
Oh.
It was very horrible. So truthfully, no harm, no foul there.
I see.
Every time he was mad at me, he'd take a nibble out of me.
Ooh, no, we don't like that.
We don't like that. We don't like that. My mother, poor soul, bless her. She was fine.
Okay. So that's sad.
Nothing either in either direction, truthfully. I don't
Okay.
feel very strongly about her either way.
Yeah.
So truthfully, it was just kind of like, well, I was kind of I was laying on my kitchen counter, face up, facing the ceiling. I heard it come over the radio, and I was kind of just laying there like, damn,
Mhm. The radio.
my
Sorry, go
Mr. and Mrs. Shostakovich pulverized by a Cold War nuke.
on. Cold War nuke. They said
Yeah.
that. That's not what they said.
Yeah, it was weird. They seemed really aware of like
So,
they were
okay,
ahead
but
of
this
their
was
time.
a missile test.
It was a missile test.
So they died of a nuke during the Cold War.
Well, I mean,
not
listen,
during
the
the
thing
Cold
that
War.
the thing that people don't really pick up on that well these days with like history, it's like back then you don't hear about it a lot, but like people would just say like, man, this Cold War stinks.
And on that note,
Yeah.
despite this being one of the most interesting
But that's a
parts
story
of our
for another
interview,
time. There's another time.
we'll talk about that next time with Igor Shostakovich.
Igor Shostakovich.
I have been Joe Boersma, and this was One Shots Fun Spots. Good night to you, children.
Big cookies for all the little kids out there. We love you all.